What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and your dreams isn't talent, luck, or opportunity? What if the secret to achieving the impossible is simply refusing to give up? Isabella was a young woman with a burning passion to become a world-renowned architect. Coming from a small town, her dreams were far bigger than the world she grew up in. The road to success, however, was anything but smooth. She had little to her name besides a fierce determination and an unshakable belief that she could design structures that would leave a lasting mark on the world. From an early age, Isabella was captivated by the art of architecture. She spent countless hours sketching buildings, analyzing famous landmarks, and studying architectural designs from around the globe. But she soon realized that to make her dream a reality, she would need more than just passion. She would need to fight for every opportunity. And that's exactly what she did. Despite her relentless drive, the world around her didn't seem to understand her vision. People often dismissed her dreams as nothing more than wishful thinking. "You'll never make it," they said. "You're just a small-town girl. What do you know about architecture?" But Isabella refused to let those words define her. Every insult, every setback, every failure became fuel for her burning desire to prove everyone wrong. She worked tirelessly, often sacrificing sleep and social time to hone her skills. She knew that success wasn't going to be handed to her. It had to be earned, and she was willing to work for it. One day, after years of dedication, Isabella found herself standing before the towering glass building of one of the most prestigious architecture firms in the city, the place where she had dreamed of working for as long as she could remember. The sleek modern design was everything she aspired to create. The doors of opportunity were right in front of her, but there was one glaring issue. She wasn't qualified. She lacked the credentials, the industry experience, and the connections that many of her peers had. But Isabella was no stranger to rejection. She had faced it all her life. With every no she received, she grew stronger. Every closed door only made her more determined to find a way in. Without hesitation, she walked up to the receptionist, her heart racing. "I'd like to speak with the hiring manager," she said, her voice steady, despite the nerves that ran through her. The receptionist raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. "We're not hiring at the moment," she said, glancing down at Isabella's modest attire and worn shoes. Isabella smiled, undeterred by the receptionist's dismissal. "I'm not here for a job listing," she said. "I'm here to show you that I have something far more valuable than just a resume. I have an unstoppable willpower to succeed in this field." The receptionist paused, taken aback, but then picked up the phone. Minutes later, Isabella found herself in front of the firm's lead architect, a highly respected figure in the field. He sat behind a large desk, his sharp gaze piercing through her. Isabella wasn't there to present a flawless portfolio. Instead, she spoke from the heart, telling him how she had dedicated years of her life to learning the craft, studying the greats, and pushing through every challenge. She didn't focus on what she lacked. She focused on her drive, her determination, and her commitment to designing the most innovative and sustainable buildings the world had ever seen. The lead architect listened carefully, his expression unreadable. When she finished, he sat back in his chair and said, "I can tell you don't have the typical background we usually look for, but I can see the fire in you, the passion. The question is, how far will your willpower take you?" And so, Isabella's journey began. It wasn't easy. She faced long nights of intense work, moments when doubt crept into her mind, and a constant need to prove herself in a competitive industry. But every time she encountered a roadblock, she didn't back down. She found a way to move forward. She learned new techniques, collaborated with others, and constantly pushed the boundaries of her creativity. With every project, her resolve strengthened, her designs grew bolder, and her belief in herself solidified. Months passed, and Isabella's name began to stand out. She was no longer just the dreamer from a small town. She was the architect who refused to quit, the one whose designs challenged the norm and redefined what was possible. Clients, once skeptical of her unconventional approach, now sought her out. Her success wasn't because she had the perfect resume or the best connections. It was because she possessed the one quality that made all the difference: unstoppable willpower. Isabella's story became a legend in the architecture world, not because she had the most prestigious degree or the longest list of accolades, but because she had the unwavering determination to turn her impossible dreams into reality. She showed the world that when you refuse to give up, when you keep pushing forward despite the odds, there is no such thing as impossible. And so, Isabella achieved the impossible, not because she had the perfect start, but because she never stopped believing that she could finish strong.